Hey there gamer guys and gals, I'm Richie and welcome to IG Critic. Swords are great for slicing, dicing, making video game characters look cool and gamers feel badass. Many swords have achieved legendary status through insanely overpowered attacks. There's the Blades of Chaos wielded by the Ghost of Sparta, Link's Master Sword, and the Buster Sword to name a few. The most handy blades are the ones that multitask, that can turn back time, summon ice dragons, and open those jars you just can't manage on your own. So now, IG Critic presents the top 10 game blades that are also other things. First up at number 10 is Excalibur as featured in Tomb Raider Legend. From mythology to Scientology, the mythos of Excalibur is revealed to be an alien interface that has influenced Earth throughout the ages. Lara Croft has successfully busted every other ancient myth on our planet. It was only a matter of time before she stumbled onto the existence of other worlds. Believing that by collecting all the pieces scattered across the globe and reuniting them, she may solve the mystery surrounding the disappearance of her mother, back when she was a wee lass.
Mother!
Alien technology is always cool, and this blade is the key to extinguishing the trauma of her past, the portal to another world, and shoots energy beams. Have you ever seen the Getsuga Tenshu attack from Bleach? It's a bit like that. Number 9, the Blade of Ara from Dust. If you were to awaken in an unknown glade surrounded by darkness, your memories shrouded in amnesia, you yourself may question the abnormality if a glowing sword flew up to you and started to have a chat. If that doesn't make you question your sanity, just wait till the flying cat turns up.
Hey, I just look after that thing. After 200 years, nobody expects the sword to just fly off and start, talking.
The true purpose of the Blade of Ara, aside from being a weapon of legend, is to balance the two souls that compose the form of Dust, a mystical hero called in times of great strife, a new being created through the combination of two recently deceased souls. The sword acts as a teacher, instructing Dust in combat, magic, and ancient secrets long since lost. Ara guides him on his quest to heal the land, protect the innocent, and collect sheep for reasons.
Wait, did you just put that thing in your inventory?
Yeah? What?
Okay then.
Number 8, the Keyblades. They may not all be necessarily sharp, but when a melee weapon has been imbued with this much power, it becomes possible to slice through buildings, repel the forces of darkness, and do some mountain-sized landscaping. For a novice, it's very handy for hitting Heartless over the head and unlocking a chest or two. In the hands of a master, it can uphold justice, reveal the secrets of the heart, and make entire worlds tremble in the wake of its power. Sora mainly uses it to hit things. Yet for Aqua Terra inventors who have studied its mysteries, it can bestow them with protective armor and even transform into a vehicle for transport through the space between worlds. That is one cool key. Number 7, the Ego Sword from the Bard's Tale. When questing for coin and cleavage, life always seems more cheery with a song.
Oh, it's bad luck to be you.
Okay, maybe not that song. The Bard makes use of many weapons in his quest to save yon maiden imprisoned in the tower by a mysterious cult of druids.
Are you going to give me directions, or are we just going to stand here desiring each other?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
His main talent lies in using his musical lute to summon archaic creatures of all shapes and sizes and elements. The lightning spider is just too cute. While questing, he receives the Ego Sword as a reward for saving some furbolgs after a nasty cave-in. Many would revel in the joy of owning an intelligent, charming, serenading sword such as this. The Bard, not so much.
Oh, for heaven's sake, you don't look very formidable. As a matter of fact, you don't look like much of anything.
So it came to be that the Bard found the perfect match for his own charming personality.
Well, I am a bastard sword, you know.
Number 6. The Bloodskull Blade from Skyrim. The Bloodskull Blade is secreted away on the Isle of Solstheim, just northeast of Skyrim in the Dragonborn DLC. It can be found deep in Bloodskull Barrow in the Final Descent quest. It has been lying there for centuries. Is the red serrated edging from decades of rust or battles of bloodshed? So many questions. Once collected, it can be ferried over to Skyrim to use as ye will. It packs a punch up close and from a distance. This heavy two-handed weapon may look slow, and it is, but when performing a power attack, it also unleashes a devastating energy wave. When sliced through the air, it releases a destructive wave of energy that soars ever onward, colliding with multiple targets, making it a great choice when confronting groups of enemies. It also mimics Ichigo's signature technique. Number 5. The Soul Reaver. The Soul Reaver is iconic in the vampiric history of Nosgoth. It is revered as a holy relic, and rightly so. Dangerously powerful in the hands of mortal men, when born by a child of the night, it grants near infinite possibilities. The sword itself feeds on the blood of the slain and empowers its wielder, sustaining them, making them nigh invincible. Yet it is more dangerous still. If two exact copies of the Reaver ever meet in time and space, the distortion is the only thing chaotic enough to unravel the scheme of history. There is even a prophecy tied to the Reaver concerning Raziel.
What game was this, where every player on the board claimed the same pawn?
Depending on how you interpret the prophecy, it was either made for Raziel as a weapon of the Saviour, or to imprison him as a demon scourge in an eternal time loop. Ain't that a kick in the head? Number 4. The Red Queen from Devil May Cry 4. The Red Queen, part blade, part motor engine, is wielded by Nero in Devil May Cry 4. Used exclusively by the Order of the Sword, it was invented by Angus, their resident scientist.
I had to capture and control countless demons to harness their souls.
Sorry, resident mad scientist. Sporting a sleek red finish, the handle of the Red Queen is an actual throttle that, when geared up, coats the edge of the blade in a highly flammable demon savage liquid that combusts on contact. And that's not even the fun part. With enough demon souls, you can unlock the skill to impale your enemies, slam them to the ground, and ride them like a Harley. There's just something about the sound of revving that gives battling the forces of hell a higher adrenaline rush. The sword also lends itself an innuendo or two.
You brought this here for me?
Krita requested. She yearns for your touch.
I don't get it. In third place, the Amp from Infamous 2. Wielding electricity-based powers, Conduit Cole McGrath is well aware that all energy follows the path of least resistance. The Amp is designed by his friend Zeke with this principle in mind to harness Cole's shocking abilities into a more focused, channeled form of attack. As the name suggests, it also amplifies the power of his attacks. Roughhousing with zappy fists is now a thing of the past, as the Amp now lends a certain finesse to his fighting style while beating back bodies of bug monsters. It is comprised of 2 conductive metal rods extending from the hilt, with mini Tesla coils on the tips. It can retract for carrying convenience, and it looks great with urban streetwear. In second place, the Heavenly Sword. It's big, it's beautiful, it's more than a little cursed. Though all signs indicate that Nariko is the rightful born wielder of the blade, the heavy burden of being the reincarnation of a deity is coupled with the fact that anyone who wields the Heavenly Sword will die. The price of power sucks, what can you do? The intricate design of the Heavenly Sword permits 3 different fighting styles. Slam your foes with the mighty blows of its singular combined form. Whirl around with the grace of a very sharp ballerina in range stance, using it as a kusarigama. Or take out the opposing forces fast and ferocious as dual swords. It's more than a simple blade, it's an arsenal of blades, and truly a weapon of the gods. Number 1, the Transistor. Streaming into the future, the Transistor blade is one of a kind. This great sword looks like a heavy-duty piece of tech that probably comes with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and maybe even Netflix. When impaled on this hefty USB stick, a person becomes trapped inside its circuitry. The Transistor sword can digitize people's souls and store them in a virtual plane within itself. The blade is personified by a man who gave his life to protect protagonist Red and can access all the data of the stored souls for information and strategic attack upgrades. In a city this wired, you couldn't have a handier tool. It can hack security, information systems, and deal serious damage to the enemy robots known as the Process through lasers and combustible grenades. Ain't technology great? Those were 10 video game blades that are also other things. Do you know any weapons that double up their usefulness with an alternative purpose? How would you rate these game blades in terms of practicality and favoritism? Which is your number 1? Let us know in the comments section below. I'm Richie, think games, and see you next time. Thank you for watching IG Critic. If you enjoyed viewing it as much as we did making it, then please remember to give a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. For more on video games, feel free to check out our other content here on YouTube and over on igcritic.com.